What is up, people? What is going on? Welcome. We are here to talk about Gen V Season 2 dropped. And yeah, I want to hear what Brian had to say about it, what he thought about the episodes. Now, there's 3 episodes, guys, and we're not going to break down all 3 episodes like we
Oh, hell
usually
no.
do. We'll
Take
just
forever.
run through each one. Yeah, 100%. So, Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
I mean, I'm 1/3 of Spoiler King, so we go live Monday, Thursday, and Saturdays. And then Saturday mornings, we get the rewind. Me and Ozzo knocking it out of the park. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm having a lot of fun. We're talking about topics already. You guys got to join.
100%. You definitely gotta join that because we do some great stuff over there and everything. And I think we got some fire topics for this Saturday coming up too already. So
Already,
it's gonna be
man.
very interesting.
I'm
But
surprised how well we're catching up on these topics. Like they're just presenting themselves, and then don't forget what happens tomorrow, guys.
Oh yeah,
Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, 100%. And they're dropping all 4, so we will just do a roundtable for all 4 of them. Probably we'll do it on Sunday because I think that's where everybody will be able to do it. So we'll do a quick roundtable for all 4 episodes of Marvel Zombies. I'm excited for that one as well. Wish it was dropping today, but tomorrow
exactly.
it should be good, guys. So make sure to check that out. But we are here to talk about Gen V. And Brian, give your overall thoughts real quick and keep talking. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
So, I mean, I think the first 3 episodes were interesting. I mean, it was kind of hard to transition from season 1 to season 2, knowing that Chance Perdomo passed away. So not having Andre in his place really kind of sucked and put us in a position that we didn't know what way they were going to go, and feel like they didn't know which way they were going to go in that first episode, and they just kind of end up back in school without really giving us a good explanation about what happened or why. Having him die off camera is a choice. I don't know if it's a good choice or a bad choice, but it's definitely a choice. We have a lot of different topics going on with them. I mean, so not characters. So we see Cate doing her thing, her manipulation, her mind manipulation, and all that stuff. We got Marie, who's going to be a problem. They took the whole first episode, just reintroduced the entire cast, basically.
Mm-hmm. And you know why I'm smiling, right? You know why I'm grinning, right?
Why?
Isn't there like some real similarities to a certain situation that happened in the MCU? And I haven't heard not one person cry recast Chance.
No, so we would. So here's the thing. This is going to be it. That's the biggest thing. This is going to be it. You're not going to get another season 3 of this. This is going to go the way it's merging with the boys, right? And the boys only has 1 more season left. So we're going to have this is going to go right into the boys, and then that's going to be the end of this stuff. You're not going to have a season 3 of Gen V. They're going to go from school. They're going to be superheroes and stuff like that. So there's no point to recast him if you're not going to have any more storyline. If there's only 1 season, the same thing I say about Mike Coulter. You hate Mike Coulter. I like Mike Coulter. It doesn't matter. But there's no point in recasting him if it's only for 1 season. If you're just part of a story for 1 season, there's no point.
I'm at the point you recast him even if it's for 2 episodes. All right. You say, hey, we gotta recast Mike Coulter for 2 episodes of Daredevil. I say, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Shit, for a cameo, we can recast this dude. All right.
There's a lot of things you're right about. I'm gonna give you credit. There's a lot of things you're right about, but there's more things you're wrong about, and this is another one, right?
Whatever. Now, Mike Coulter is caca, doo-doo, trash. We ain't doing that. But I agree with you. I think the first episode kind of started off where we find out that he's dead. Andre is dead, and you get a lot of introductions to where the characters were from last season and stuff like that. And did you find it weird that they just got let out like so easily? Like, hey,
no,
we're just gonna let you guys down.
It was a plot device. It was stupid, and I feel like they didn't know what they were going to do, and they had no idea how to go forward without Andre. So
what's up, Tony?
That kind of sucked for them, and it just felt disjointed. This whole first episode was a reintroduction, but just felt very disjointed. Yeah, and felt like they didn't know what else to do, so we just we just gonna let them out of the truck and let them come back to school. We all win, yay! Wait, what?
And then we're just gonna pretend like, whatever happened in the school was nothing, and it had to do with other people. And I get it; they've kind of manipulated situations before, but I think I'm like you. It seemed like they had no way to get them out of where they were in the first season. So we said, we'll just let them come out. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll just let them out. You know what I mean? Because remember, when that season ended, Homelander grabs the chick and like, oh, you think it's good killing your own people, right? And then they had this big old thing that they were the ones that killed everybody. So I think maybe if you would have let them rot there and break out themselves or something like that.
But you always would have had Andre as a problem, and not having and with not having him, because I think he was part of their plan going forward. Kind of messed up the entire thing they had.
I agree. I think they should have recasted him, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? They should have just recast him.
They're not going to recast him. They're not going to.
Yeah, but they should have. They should have recast him. I mean, he's a black character in the show. You don't have really that many black characters in the show.
Well,
just recasted him.
I know what happens when you don't recast him if you don't have a plan for more seasons. It's just what it is.
Yeah, but you could do spin-offs with them. You know what I mean? Because I think
they're not.
That's where
they're going to become the when you kind of watch the show how The Boys is, they're going to be part of The Boys. So even though this is the last season of The Boys, they can do spin-offs, but they'll be the superheroes. They won't be in school anymore because Godolkin is going to be shut down. So they can't have a Gen V if God U is gone. That's the problem. So they're already planning on how they're going to get that done. So with that being a part of the story, you can't really recast them. And who the hell's going to take the job to recast and have to deal like with the Andre stuff?
Now, but do you know there's going to be
yeah, what could say?
Do you know there's no season 3?
Yeah, well, they said God U is going to be canceled. I mean, God U is going to be destroyed. And I also know because look at the numbers. People like it, right? But no one's watching it.
Oh, well, we'll have to look at that on the weekend, right? Check that out. But I don't know. I don't know if people are watching it or not. I don't know the numbers.
The way that they're doing with The Boys, and with Starlight, and the fact that Marie is going to be the one that could kill Homelander. She's going to be part of The Boys the last season, and all of her friends that make it through are also going to be part of it.
Okay,
because that's the only way to get them out from the prisons they're in. Because remember, they all got black bagged in The Boys. They all have to find a way to get out. Starlight, they have to come join Starlight in order for it to happen. That's just how the storyline is going to have to go. The way they get there is what we're going to watch in the season, but that's where it has to end. We already know where the finish line is, so that's why you can't recast them.
I know The Boys was ending, but I thought we were getting more than 2 seasons of Gen V. That's what I heard. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do. But what did you think? Because this lady, this B lady, annoyed the hell out of me. It just was disturbing. I didn't like it. What did you think? What did you think?
I thought that she was trying to act like the girl from The Boys, the character that Kobe Menifee plays. She's trying to act like her. So like, I knew that she didn't matter. So that's why I just kind of said whatever. You're trying to be Ashley, and you're not Ashley.
Yeah, I got you. Said, how can she have sex with that stinger? We have no idea, and I don't know if I want to find out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good. So we have the new bad guy over here in the show, and his name is Cipher. What did you think about Cipher?
I didn't like him at first.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't like him at first. The further we got into actually the episodes, the more I felt like I started to like him.
Okay. So when you say you didn't like him, you just didn't like him as a character, or
it came out of nowhere. I thought that they pulled him out of nowhere. They could pretend like he was always there, and I didn't like the way they did that. I didn't think that was important. I think it was necessary, but seeing episode 2 and 3 made me warm up to him, especially because what he's obviously trying to do is trying to get Marie to open up her powers and let her understand how powerful she truly is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I'm gonna ask you a question, because you said they pulled him out of nowhere, but you don't think they kind of did the same thing with Wednesday, where they just brought in that new head of the school?
But they done that in Wednesday multiple times, and you knew that head of the school had to be replaced by somebody. They pretended that he was already there, and that's what I didn't like. If you brought a brand new character in, how can I hate on that? You didn't say he was there the entire time. It's a new one you're introducing, but when you're trying to pretend like he was always there, it's just trying to. We have to believe their storyline before it actually makes any sense.
I got you. All right. So basically what it is we see that Marie is on the run, and she's pretty much hiding out because she was the one who escaped. So she escaped the prison that they had them in last year. The rest of them were stuck in there. Andre died trying to escape. Now, here's the question. Did you like the excuse of how he died?
Him trying to mimic her?
Well, no, they said he was trying to use his power, right,
yeah, so,
to get out.
So what they told him, right? They told them first that they blame Marie because he said you got out and Andre wanted to be like you. Then they find out that his powers were going to eventually cause him. They killed him. But they set that up. They set that up in season 1. So I didn't hate that at all. I didn't like the idea that they're trying to blame Marie, because if everyone knew what happened in at God U, right? Wouldn't she be responsible for anyone who ever tried to push against them? I didn't understand that. I was like, she showed that you can fight against these guys. So she'll be responsible for anyone who ever did anything, not any movement that's ever been used. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like college students have started multiple units, the women's rights movement, the civil rights movement, all those things have kind of started off with college students. Why would you blame her for that instead of saying that's what they do in college? I thought that was, not thought out well.
I got you. I think they just blamed her, and you're talking about her friends, right? You're not talking about. Yeah, I think they just blamed her because she didn't come back and try to save them. You know what I mean? It's like, you got out, but you didn't even attempt to come back and save us. You didn't even try. You know what I mean? And I think that's where more of their anger was than anything.
Which I would be like, cool, yeah, you mad at me for not trying to come back. That's cool, but don't try to blame my friend's death on me.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just unnecessary.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. So she ends up having a fight because she tried to protect these pedestrians, and she uses her powers, and we get to see her using the blood stuff and everything again. We have Emma, who decides to go to
Andre's
father, Polarity, asking for help. And, I think he decided to help when he realized she was like, oh, Andre thought you were the smartest person and blah, 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 blah. What did you think about that conversation? Did you know he was going to get involved? Or
a grieving father who felt like he feels partially responsible for his son, felt like he didn't do the right thing by him. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And then I had a conversation with somebody that said, why did Polarity go so hard? He went saying, I'm not going to be a part of it at all. And then he's like, I'm leading the whole thing. And I was like, his name's Polarity. He's either hot or cold. He's either going out or he's in. He's extremes of everything. That's his name. So that's why I expected him to do that. So he's out or he's going to be fully in.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And I thought the first season, he was just a backstory character, right? Pretty much. But I think now that his son has died, you actually can bring him to the forefront, and you can have him do a lot more than you probably would have had him do if his son didn't die. You know what I mean? If they didn't have to go
Andre's spot, he's because they had the same powers. Did anyone see him in one of the screen? Do you want Juilliard? Like, Save the Last Dance.
Hey Tamika, how you doing? Thank you for popping in. So
Hey,
we get
Tamika,
another new villain over here, and he's sniffing the ground and
acting like a dog.
licking. Yeah, pretty much acting like a dog. His name is Dogknott. What did you think about this guy, Brian? Like,
I didn't care. I was like, dude, you're stupid. You're gonna die.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
You a
you
red
see,
shirt.
yeah. And here's the thing. I get it. I get that this is from the same producers as The Boys, but I think one of the biggest problems with the last season of The Boys for me was it felt like nothing but shock value. You know what I mean? Like they kept doing things just to do things. Now, as much as I liked the season, I was like, okay, this is too much. You know what I mean? Yeah, this guy running around, penises flying everywhere, and then they do something in one of these episodes where it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
Like
that's it.
100%, there was
Yeah.
no reason to have this in there. It was just for a shock value thing. And it's, I get you're going to do it, but man, if they constantly doing it like the boys do, it's gonna play real thin, real thin.
I will say this. I agree with you. Like 100% agree with you. This is my comments. I don't like stupid stuff. I don't like shock value for the sake of shock value.
Mhm.
But if you read the comic books, the TV show is actually toned down. The comic
Oh,
books.
100%. Yeah,
Like
100%.
the boys' comic books are nuts.
Yeah,
And
100%.
Hero Gasm ain't nothing but
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thing compared to what it was.
yeah. It was nothing compared to what we've seen on the show for sure, 100%. But I'm just like, I get it, right? You know, this part of the boys universe and stuff, but
Mhm.
I think you could leave the boys doing the boys stuff and you could at least, you could put it in here, but you don't got to put so much in there. And I don't even remember if there was a lot of that in season 1. I know it was there, but I
It
just don't
was.
remember if
It
there
was.
was a lot of it, right? And I feel like now that we're 3 episodes in, it feels like they're just doubling down on it in season 2, and it's gonna.
Well, I mean, a show about college students, the superpowers. There's not a lot of sex. It's not standing, true to life.
That's true too, but that's the
I was in
thing. I would
college.
prefer,
There was a lot of sex every day.
yeah, but I would prefer that than to the like we're really getting this dude, okay, because it comes up later. We're really getting this dude drinking a keg from his ass, gets punched in the stomach, and then everything's like.
Yeah, that nasty. Yeah.
Now the only part that was funny about that scene is when the girl was like, "Oh my god, it's in my eye! I'm gonna get pink eye."
Yeah, pink guy.
That was funny.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? But other than that, it was just like shock value stuff because it's right here. Here's the scene. Um, But anyways, Emma is trying to recruit everybody because she knows something is wrong and she wants to find out what happened with Andre. And she runs into Sam and Justine, and they were Sam was one of the ones that actually did all the killing last season, but
Mhm.
they ended up saying he was the innocent one because his brother got killed. And you guys all remember what happened last season,
Mhm.
right? So don't need to go into that. But he's still having issues. What did you think about Sam's character, Brian?
That we know he's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what's going to happen with Sam. That's what he is. That's who he is as a character. He's not someone you can try to maintain. He's going to go crazy. So without having Cate being able to touch him, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sam is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny too because um he asked her, touch me at one point, right? And she does. And then another time she can't do it, right? Because she's after
She
what
ain't got no
happened to
hand.
her. Yeah. Yeah, that too. That too. Um it's funny too because I remember when they cut off her hand, right? And then there's the scene at the beginning where the dude, she tries to touch him and he grabs her hand and he puts it like he's going to put it in the blender, and she's begging, no, no, please don't, because that's the only hand that she has left, right? So said, we got a naked woman but didn't get to see anything as usual. Yeah, of course.
Well,
You
that's how
know.
it is. They want to give us all naked guys, but never women. No,
Mm,
can't do that. That's
absolutely.
sexist.
So we find out that Dogknott is actually hunting down Marie, and they have a little fight here, and she actually gets away, but she was saved by Starlight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, didn't they all get captured at the end of the boys?
Not Starlight. She's the only one alone. She's all alone.
She didn't get captured?
Nope. She's the
Shit,
only one.
I don't remember. Huey got captured too?
Yep.
Huey got captured too? Okay.
They were all going out. They thought they were going their separate ways, and they all got captured. Except for
I got
Starlight.
I got you. So Starlight is meeting up with Maria because she wants Maria's help. They want to find out what's going on in the school. And then she drops a name drop, which was Odessa. And she needs to find out what Odessa is. And Marie decides that she's going to help them and she's going to recruit her friends. So Emma and everybody are, I think they're talking about Andre here, and they're saying why they're mad at Maria, blah, 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 blah stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, all this was this entire first episode is trying to really set up what these characters are and what they care about, and trying to bring Emma back, that she's going to have those same issues she has with her self-esteem, and then you have Jordan trying to figure out that identity crisis. So it's what her identity crisis is, or they're I don't know how to do that. Identity crisis is based on it's a hyper realization of someone who feels like a them or they, like that. It's doing that hyper realization, and I understand that's all they're doing. They're just trying to put everyone in their place, all the pieces back on the board, so you understand who they are, what's going to happen, and yeah, I was like kind of bored until it got to the end.
Yeah, me too. 100%. It was just like, okay, I get what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's first episode. You're trying to establish where everybody is, how they feel about everything. But I'm like, it got a little bit boring. But they ended up going to meet Maria and was followed by Cate. And this is when Cate is like, no, I was the one that helped you guys get out. Maria, you got to say that you didn't do it. You come back to the school. It's the best place for you to be. We're trying to save you. Now, did you think Cate's intentions were on the up and up?
No, I can't trust her. So like, even if they are, I can't trust her at all. If you touch you, she could change everything you do. So that's change your mind and all that stuff. So that's just, it's too much for a baggage for me for Cate. And I know some people say, "Oh, she don't deserve it." I was like, "Did you ever remember what she did? She was the person keeping the entire experiment last year alive. She's not a good person in a bad situation. She's a bad person that got screwed in her own situation. So I don't feel bad about it."
So you don't think that she's actually trying to make amends too, especially knowing that Andre is dead?
She wants to have her cake and eat it too.
Okay.
You can partially want that, right? But you still want to be in charge. Yeah. If you don't believe me, look what she does to Sam.
Well, what happens here is she decides that, please believe me, I'm here to help you. And they're like, no, we don't trust you. And she tries to make a move, and I'll just play it. When she makes her move, she gets shot back into like a electric box, and pretty much she starts bleeding out. Maria tries to help her, but they say they can't help her, and
you
they
can't touch her
decide to.
because you touch her, she could be inside your brain.
Exactly. So they just leave her there, and the episode ends like that. Now, did you think she was dead? For a second, I thought they killed her. I thought she was dead.
I didn't think they were getting rid of two characters that quickly, knowing that the untimely death for Chance, having another one die. I don't think that would be good for the show. And I thought that we were going to see her, that she was going to somehow live.
I got you. Said, hell no. Ha ha ha. Really? Wouldn't Kate be mad at Marie for blowing off the arm?
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I thought she was going to say everything.
yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. So we get to the beginning of the first episode and we see Maria making a video because she decides to make the video so she can get back into the school because she's gonna help Starlight and find out what Odessa is and all of that thought. You were gonna say something, Brian?
No, I was just going to say it was weird how they set up this weird video to get her back into school, knowing that if you put her out there in the ether, they'll believe what they said about Emma and Jordan, also for Marie, and then she would be untouchable.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird though, because like you said, it's like, oh, just a regular video. You just put out the video and boom. But she puts out the video, and then she gets back into the school and she's having a conversation with Cipher. Now, from what we find out, is Cipher already pretty much knows how powerful she is because, like Brian said, they kind of hinted that he was there from the beginning, right? He was there when she was born. So he's
They
always
got
been, I guess,
flashbacks. They got
yeah,
flashbacks of when they took her into jail, of him being the one who's in control of do a test on her.
yeah, yeah. And a picture of her with her parents and everything. So yeah, they're pretty much saying that he's been around since the beginning, you know. Said, hey man, this actress who plays Murray is cute as hell. Kind of figured you would say that, Tony.
I mean, Justin Clare is cute though, so I mean, but I feel like I'm too old for she's only 10 years younger than me, but come on.
Yeah. An adult?
Yeah, she's adult. She's an adult.
Well, then you're good to go.
She's 31.
Oh, then you're definitely good to go.
Come on,
Bro,
black people look good all the time.
What are you even talking about, bro? Like, oh, she's too young for you? Nah, you good. You're 40. So what do you think of this conversation? Did you think that there was a hidden agenda? Do you think that he knows more about well, he obviously knows more about Maria than he's letting on. But did you think that at this time? Do you think he's manipulating her? What do you think?
I figured that he's going to be the big bad and that he was going to manipulate her in some way, and that he was a lot more powerful than we see right now. And it was interesting to see it overall. I think they played it very well. But I started to feel different about the dean. Cipher seemed like he was going to be more important than I thought originally. This is where it started to change for me.
I got you. So you didn't think he was going to be as important when he first showed up?
I thought that they was going to shoehorn him in and then just have him take over the school and be all about Vought. Instead of doing that, he was actually more about the school and his own agenda, which intrigued me.
I got you. So we have Maria finds out now that Kate is still alive, and she's kind of worried about that now. It's like, oh, Kate is still alive.
Oh,
Well,
thank goodness, she's
yeah,
alive.
yeah, but it's to the point where it's like, oh no, she could out us for what we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, I kind of thought they were going the route of maybe killing her, but you're right. It didn't make sense for them to kill her because it causes a little bit more drama in the school. Like, will she tell? So we see, what's her name again? Damn it.
I always had a
can't
problem
remember
with her name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but she's doing a news report talking about what happened to Kate, and this is when Sam finds out what's happening, and they're pretty much arguing about what to do about Kate and how they can help. And he goes to see Kate in the hospital, and that's when he
Stormfront,
gets
right?
to
That's not Stormfront. What's her name? No.
no,
She's
yeah,
the other one.
yeah. Stormfront is the one that died.
The one that got, well, I don't know if she died, but she got chopped up.
Yeah. I know she was the one that tried to give the breast milk to Homelander, right? And
Yep.
Homelander started at first, but then he really kind of didn't care.
Oh well, I can't remember her name for nothing, and this is bad. No idea.
Shit, I muted my mic instead of.
I was like, wait.
Firecracker. There you go.
Firecracker. Thank you. Oh my God.
There
Thank
you
you,
go, Tony.
I could not.
There you go, Tony.
Could not pull that.
Now we have Polarity decides he's going to get back into the school.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think that Cipher knows Polarity is up to something? I think Cipher is playing everybody, to be honest with you. Like, he's smarter than we think he is. He knows what's going on, and he's just waiting for his opportunity.
I think he knows that Polarity is powerful and has powerful friends, and there's not much he can do about it, but he needs to be in control of the situation as best as possible.
But if he also knows how powerful Polarity is, he also knows that Polarity has the same problem as a sun.
And he's going to use his power so much.
Exactly. So Polarity may be a threat, but not that much of a threat. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll just force you to use your power too much. And you can see he's already trying to tap into Marie and all of their power. And I think it's more Marie than anybody, but he's trying to tap into her power to see how powerful she is.
100%. Because if they figure that out with Marie, she could be the one who kills everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you think they're really going to go and do the Marie and more powerful than Homelander thing?
I think my question is that Marie is very, very similar to Victoria Newman. They both had the blood power. They both could pop heads and stuff. And Newman couldn't do anything with Homelander. So what about Marie is going to change that? And I think that's going to be an interesting question to solve this season.
But you do know, right? If one of these seasons ends and they say that this black chick is more powerful than Homelander,
gotta kill her. I mean, but I'm saying she has to kill him.
I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about the usual suspects losing their minds, bro.
But they're not going to, because no one's watching the show, unfortunately, right now. That's part of the issue. And we look at the numbers, like, man, they're not hitting the numbers that they were hitting last year or last season. But I don't think you have to worry about her killing Homelander, because we still have Billy Butcher. Butcher might kill Homelander, and then she kills Butcher. And that keeps it okay, because he's still, Butcher.
Yeah,
Homelander,
but they ain't gonna like her killing Butcher anyways. The black. Oh, you guys on your black people power, and we know. But so they go to. He takes them in. Well, Cipher takes them into this room, and he's like, "We're gonna test your powers," and they gotta fight this big old Viking-looking guy named Victor. I don't know why everyone like a Viking is named Victor, but this was a decent fight. Maria does end up winning the fight because of Jordan helping her win the fight. But what do you think of it? Do you think it was good?
I felt like it showed exactly that Marie does not understand her power. She doesn't need to cut open her hand. She doesn't need to bite over blood, and she doesn't understand what's the power. Did you ever see Victoria Newman do anything like that? She never had to. So I thought that was, stupid a little bit, but that shows that she has a lot to learn, and he's going to open those things to her.
Sam is basically like Homelander's son. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Yeah, go ahead.
He's not. So if Homelander is an evil Superman, Sam is more like, what's the name from what's that movie?
I'd say he's more
Thunderbolts.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly.
Sentry?
Sentry. He's more like Sentry, because he has a mental problem, and the problem with Sam is he has a mental issue. So he go and he'll kill everyone on accident because he just goes crazy.
I always aligned him with the soldier dude in The
Soldier
Boys.
Boy.
Soldier Boy more than Homelander, right? Because we already have Homelander's son in the show who is going to be, you know what I mean, the Homelander. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Anik Jones? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Good to see you popping in. Much appreciated. I think Victoria could kill Homelander, but she was too scared of him to try it. Yeah, you're probably right, because here's the thing. You can try and kill Homelander, but if you miss,
you gotta deal with Homelander.
Yeah, that's the problem. You know what I mean? So,
and Marie can at least has the blood that could like block, dodge and stuff, and she can actually be more of a offensive force.
Absolutely, 100%. So we see Jordan and Marie getting their relationship back together, and they end up in bed together, right? So we already knew that they were hooking up from before and that they were going to rekindle their relationship. So, I mean, we'll get back.
It's such a weird thing though, because it's like, does she like the girl more than she likes the guy? Because they're both the same.
Yeah, agreed.
It's so weird.
Gen V is a perfect example of what's happening now in our society. The Pit is so good. Is
the Pit?
It?
Yeah, The Pit.
Yeah.
Won all the Emmys.
I got you. Maria's power should allow her to kill anyone with blood just by thinking about it. She said very realistic. The Pit is a show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very much like ER.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I got you. Yeah, but that's the thing. I think that's where they're actually leading to her, right? To realize that she doesn't need to cut herself. And I think even in the first season, there's one scene where she kind of like feels for the person's blood and everything. You know what I mean? So yeah. Sorry, if you can
control. It's been there the begin since the beginning, because how did she kill her parents?
Yeah. Well, from what I remember, she was on her period, right?
Yep. Yeah. But I mean, so she didn't need to cut herself. Any blood around. So if anyone has blood in it, she just has to realize that she can tap into that.
Yeah. She could probably end up doing like kind of what Magneto did to Wolverine and pull the adamantium. She could probably just pull the blood right out of your body through your pores and everything, And I think that's pretty much where they're going to show like her powers, what she can do, True, she has to use her powers without doing that. Yeah, she will. I think that's where they're going with that. Yeah, 100%.
Because I mean, that's when we get to episode 3. Cipher tells her, you don't need to do that.
Absolutely.
Why are you trying to get blood? You just use the bloods around. Blood isn't water. It's there. It's just like water. You can pull it out everybody. You can manipulate it inside someone else's body. You can exchange the blood to change what people think. You can do all the things that everyone else is doing. You can do them all.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I liked about at least that next episode when we get into it. It's like, you know what? They're trying to show them like, hey, you have powers, but you don't know how to use them. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have all these powers and you're stronger than you think you are and you don't know how to use them. And I think I like the fact that they're at least, because sometimes you get these superhero shows and people have power and they just know how to use it right away. Like, hey, I got the power and boom, you know what I mean? But absolutely teaching somebody and training them how to use their powers, I think that goes a long way for me. If Gen V ends, I could see both Cate and Sam dying because they are the two tortured characters. I could see that too. It's like blood bending from Avatar: The Last Bender. Yeah,
100%.
Exactly, Zachary. So we get to Polarity and Emma, and they're going to find out some records. They want to get into this little room, and there's a little back and forth, with some comedy. But the main part of that part is that when they get in there, they find a file for Odessa. Yeah. But we go back to the school, and the Deep shows up as a cameo and pretty much is the one who used to be the leader. He used to be a leader of the frat house or whatever, and they're doing their little frat thing and stuff like that. But I
like this scene.
Oh, did you? And why did you like it? Because of the deep.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
uh,
this was something else.
exactly. But yeah, we get that scene going on. What did you think about the Deep's cameo?
I mean, it was just another they're trying to put in there to let you know that this is all going to be going back into the boys. You know, we've seen Starlight, we've seen Firecracker, we're now seeing the Deep. We've already seen Homelander. They're just putting in the seeds, planting those seeds to let you know that these characters are going to be part of the boys.
Absolutely. So then we go back to Polaris and Emma, and they're looking for the file, and then they find the file, and Emma gets so excited that she gets big, sets off the alarm.
Yep.
And she's sitting there, but naked, covering her things, and then she.
Why is she covering up? Like, because she's been naked this entire show, and every episode, beer ponging right into cups in front of everybody naked. So now she's gonna be modest and, oh no, you see me. Everyone is seeing you now. Come on.
And the problem is, again, we got long dongs running around this show like mad, but they couldn't give us a little nipple, right? They couldn't give us a little something in that scene. You know what I'm saying?
She's still young. That's what I'm telling you. She's still young. That's what it is.
The Deep came in. Hello, fellow kid. Yeah, exactly. He said, "LOL for real." Yeah, you know what I mean, Tamika. You know. So now we go back to them, and they're talking in bed, and Maria says she loves you, and we get him not saying anything, running off, and she kind of worried. Then we cut to
what is up with people always say the first time you love someone in bed, the first time you ever done something, like you haven't seen them in all this time, and what is up with people doing that?
And then it's funny, it's always the other person that can't say it back and runs away. Like always, it's always the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean?
You had to do, like, you know what they should do? They should always say it beforehand. See if you earned it.
Mm-hmm. Facts, 100%.
I love you. No, you're in love with the pheromones, and you're in love with the feeling, the euphoria that you just had. You have no idea what love really means.
You're in love with the cocoa. You know
You
what
should
I'm
have
saying?
said, you know what he should have said before he left? He should have said, Jordan should have said, thank you.
Facts.
I love you. Thank you. I'm out.
Yeah. So we get Sam and Emma, and they're having a discussion because he found out that Cate said Emma's name in the hospital. And Emma's really upset because they used to have this sort of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells him that he's kind of messed up, and sooner or later he's going to have to face the facts. We cut to a party going outside where they're saying justice for Cate, where they ended up framing the human for what happened to Cate, and it was one of the humans that Maria saved. So that goes to show you that they are watching Maria and the rest of these crew and what they're doing. And then we find out that Maria is Odessa. What's your thoughts of that, Brian?
Yeah, so I knew it had to do with Marie, because everything's going to revolve around her, and her family and her sister, and appreciate it. But you knew that was going to happen, that people are going to be following her, so she has to be. But I don't think she knew. Or my first thought was, when I saw this, I didn't think she knew that this was about her.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I wasn't sure if Odessa was about her. I thought it was like another experiment that they were doing, because we did see, and we cut it. We didn't talk about it. Yeah, it was right, because we showed them doing the experiment at the beginning of the episode, which I kind of went past because we watched it backstage and I forgot to go back to it, but whatever. So they did that little experiment at the beginning where all the doctors died, and we found out that the one that survived is actually Godolkin, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's definitely that. Pardon me? Yeah, exactly. So Odessa is actually Maria, and she was experiment, but then Cate
course,
wakes
it
up
wakes up.
and what's his name? Cipher walks in, sees in, says, "Oh, you've had a lot of things here," and then the episode cuts
Mm-hmm.
and ends, and then we get to the next episode
H is for human.
called H is for Human. Exactly. Blaming her for it, so she's getting a lot of slack, and then what's her name comes in. It's like, oh, you know what? Well, we're gonna find out who's doing this. That's a little bit later, but we see that they're pretty much torturing her. Then we cut to everybody in the room where it's Polarity, Emma, um, Maria, and they're all discussing about what they're gonna do and about the Odessa being her. So, what do you think her being Odessa means?
That she's been a plan. I thought that maybe they created her in the lab, like someone. Her parents didn't take all the stuff. They didn't take the because we saw in the previous seasons that you get to take the stuff from Vought in order to have these kids. I think Vought planted her. They didn't just help her parents have her, but they planted her with something special,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a just in case. So she's been a long-term experiment for a long time.
Interesting. So you think that Vought specifically targeted her parents?
Well, her parents were having a hard time, conceiving,
Having a
so
baby,
that they
yeah.
so they're going to come and ask for help, and they offered to help her for free, but they were really doing was putting in a contingency for just in case Homelander got a little crazy. They had someone who has some more power that might be able to mess them up.
Got you. So Pam decides that not Pam. Maria decides that she wants to go talk to one of her family members, her aunts, to find out exactly what happened to her when she was a kid,
She
because
wants to
she
know what happened to
remembers.
her sister too, and that was
And her
interesting.
sister. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. 100%. And yeah, that is kind of interesting because we will get into that too. But
Yeah.
Cate gets back into the school and everybody's cheering on Cate, but we can tell that um she's not ready because she's still having pains and she can't use her power yet, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, so for whatever happened to her, she can't use her powers now. She'll probably get her powers back, obviously, but right now she can't. And I think Cipher kind of used that against her because it's like, oh, wait a minute, you're just nothing. You're nothing better than a human,
Yep.
you know.
And that was
So
funny that they had the H for human, and then they have her who's now basically human. She doesn't have the mind control part of her.
absolutely, 100%. So we get to another battle, right? Where it's Maria and they need to open up the door and she's having a fight with another student at the school. She wins. And this is where, Cipher pretty much tells them about their power. And he's like, you guys don't even know how you don't even know how your power works. You don't like you
Mm-hmm.
guys know you have power, but you don't know how it works. And when you find out how it works, you could be more powerful than, and he does say, Homelander.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you let's
This is
see.
important for her.
Yeah.
You add the sound to the video when you add the tab.
Oh, I didn't add the top.
So you add the
Oh,
tab, and you have to add sound on your.
oh, I got you. I got you. I didn't have the sound on there. Yeah. My bad. All right, guys. This is way. But go ahead, Brian.
I felt very much like that was a Magneto speech.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Right,
Yeah.
because it seems like they want this war against humans. You
Yep.
know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. From the boys has always been, well, even though we know Homelander's bad, but it's always about perception, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Homelander and them always are acting like they're trying to save humans and like they care about humans, right? Get the popularity up and stuff like that. So it always feels like they're trying to. But what Cipher is pretty much saying is one day all the humans may get together to figure out how to stop the soups. And if they do that, we're screwed. So I think what they're pretty much saying is we need to prepare for that day so that humans cannot take over and destroy us all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because they're only soups because humans did experiments on themselves, right? It's not like there was just soups running around all the time. They're soups because humans did experiments. So
we're the problem. I think that's what's going to happen is that we realize that we're the big bad. It's always been us. You know, we are the worst species. We are the, you know, it's going to be the same thing. Alien. We are the worst species. Period. We are the villains always.
100%. I think a lot of the shows that we watch show us that, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's the case. But we get to Sam, and Sam is going crazy because now we're starting to see his Muppets again, and you could tell he's going down that line. So I think we get to see him needing help, but the rest of it is a lot of talking pretty much here where we have Jordan and Maria talking, and they're pretty much talking about him being the number one with the polls, right? The most popular in school. So you got to do that, you know, oh, hey, I'm the guy and stuff, but he doesn't really want to do it. And then we get Cate talking to Cipher again. And this one, Cipher pretty much tells her, like,
you're nothing.
Them, you are nothing.
Because she wanted to expose Maria. Right? And Cypher's like, no, we're not doing that. You know, this is not how it's doing it. And right now you're just a human. So let's get your powers back. Because if you don't get your powers back, you're just going to get kicked out of the school.
Exactly. I can't allow you to stay here because you basically are a human. That's it.
Absolutely. Now, you think there's a possibility that she doesn't get her powers back?
I do.
And, okay. So here's what I think could happen. She doesn't get her powers back. They kick her out of the school, and then she gets them back when she's out of school.
I think they try to kick her out of school, and then she gets embraced by Marie, Emma, and Jordan. They embrace her. They try to protect her, and then right at the last second when they're being attacked, she gets her power back.
I can see that too.
It saves her from staying.
I can see that too. So, hold on. Of course, we got to deal with the ads.
I keep on saying I will share my video, but I just keep forgetting. I have no video. I have no ads for mine.
Oh yeah, I could buy it without the ads, but
I'm not gonna make you buy it when I have it already.
I'm not doing that crap. You know what I mean? I think it's bad enough that they're putting ads on these streaming services, and that's a whole new story because when they first came out with streaming service, there was never supposed to be any ads, right?
Yep, no ads. Everything's perfect. Everything happens at the right time. You get right to your show. That was the whole point. And now, so I just got a note that says Hulu is going up to $93 a month. Yeah, I wasn't going to cancel Hulu, but I'm about to cancel today.
Facts. Wait, $93 a month?
Yes. They started off at like 58 and now they're going to 93.
Oh yeah, definitely canceling that.
So I get cable. What the hell's wrong? Why would I have you?
100%. So Emma's the only one that's really trying to figure out what's going on, but she goes into the restaurant and she sees them messing with the girl with the resistance. So she decides she's going to find out what happens. And she decides she's going to look for her, but then she runs into the boys' locker room. And of course, we get the gratuitous, we get the male penis shots, of course, because every episode of The Boys has to have a male penis shot for some reason. You know what I mean? But
that's just what it is now. At this point, I'm just like, whatever.
100%. So we get past that and we get to Cate, and she's looking at her wound, and she's pretty much talking to Sam, where Sam's asking, he can't cope, I need you to help me. And she's like, she can't do it because she can't use her powers. And then we get to what's his name? Jordan pops in and they have a little, and I'm not going to show it, but we get our another gratuitous scene where I said that this scene, there was
Why?
absolutely
Why did
no
they need this?
reason to put that scene in there. Right? There was no reason. This scene here, I'll skip past it real quick, but yeah, there was no reason to put that scene in there. I was like, what are we doing here?
You know what's funny though? Because I living in the dorms, you're not naked as much because you usually have roommates.
Absolutely, 100%.
So why are they always naked in every damn room? I don't understand. And if you're naked, you're usually under the cover, and you might be okay with doing some things, but you're not showing anything with someone that could walk in the door at any time. I don't.
Yeah. Me neither. 100%. I don't get it either. I
Not
think
even the
that's
sock on the door. Come on.
I think that's one of the issues with the shows that I have, and even The Boys too, where it just gets a little bit to shock value. They're just doing things to like, hey guys, look at this, and I don't like that, But yeah, so we find out basically that Sam is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but Jordan decides that he is going to, or she is going to have a conversation. Thank you very much. They are going to have a conversation with him, and he said, "Make naked women great again." Really, Tony?
Oh man,
I agree with you 100%. We don't get enough. You know what I mean?
But do you really want to use those words for that guy?
Maybe not, but if it helps, let's do it. Because I can't watch 28 years later. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm good. I don't need to see it. You know what I mean? I saw a little bit of it, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
It was too much.
Yeah, it was good. So Maria ends up going to her aunt's house, and it's kind of rough at first.
It's an interesting part of this episode.
I think it was one of the most interesting part of the episode. At first, I started off where I was like, okay, it's just gonna be some, I don't like you because you did this and that.
You killed my sister and husband, your father and mother.
Exactly. And it still ended up like that, but even though they did have a little bit of moment, right? Because you can see here they have a little bit of moment where they're looking at pictures.
She explains a lot that her parents couldn't get pregnant, and that Vought said that they'll pay for them 100% to get pregnant, and it was Marie. But then they asked, so what happened with was it Annabeth? Is that her sister name? And she says
Annabeth was the real miracle.
The real miracle,
right? Yeah. Hold on.
Shots fired.
Is paid.
Yeah. I think it's here. Right?
Yep.
So that's why they kind of have that resentment towards her as well. Annabeth was able to have the baby, and Annabeth was natural and she wasn't, So then we get back to Emma, and Emma's in class, and Emma finds out the people that actually are doing the resistance signs on there, right? And she says, hey, you know what? No, we're going to do it a different way. So she decides that she's going to help them, which, again, that part of the plot of it, I hope it leads to something else, because right now I'm like, what's the point of this?
Well, it just makes sense that Emma's trying to find herself. Right now, everything she's doing, she's trying to find who she truly is. And that's kind of the issue with her. She doesn't trust anyone. She's not anyone in particular. She's just there. So she's lost herself, and that's why when she feels small, she gets small. When she feels awesome, she gets real big, because people's thoughts about her matter way too much.
Agreed. I agree with that. So we cut back to Maria and her aunt. They're having conversations. This was like, it looks like, they're kind of opening up with each other. They were laughing. They're talking about old times, and then Marie asked to go to the bathroom. And then when she goes to the bathroom, she goes into a room and finds out that bullshit. So she said I believe Pam is lying. I believe she
Mhm.
still does live there, but
100%.
she said, oh, she's not anymore, but she still does live there. So she was hiding that for the whole time because she said that Annabelle doesn't want to see her sister. Do you believe that?
Well, part of it, partially, I think that's something that they have to work through. Marie still killed her parents.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see Annabeth saying, I don't really want to have anything to do with her. But also, I think it's the aunt not wanting to let her see Marie at all either. And do you blame her? I mean, you did kill your parents on accident because you couldn't be control your powers. You know, Annabeth is supposed to be the one who's safe. She's the real miracle. She's the one who's going to be the good child. I don't want you to to taint her character. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah, me too. 100%. I don't have an issue with it. Said I got a feeling Storm Reed will be Annabeth.
That'll be
Storm,
interesting. Good looking.
very interesting. So, anyways, we get back to Emma, and she decides that she's going to help these guys. And I think you're kind of right, where Emma kind of sees them as maybe like how she was in season one, right? So she's like, you know what? We're going to do this, but we're going to do it right. We're going to cause mayhem. We're not just going to put signs up there. We're going to go big, you know? And at first, they're like, no, we can't do it.
What I'm
But
saying is you guys could be doing so much more. Let's not.
and to do a lot of other things. She convinces them to do so. So we're going to find out a little bit more about what their plans actually are. But I don't know. I hope it just gets to something more interested. But pretty much we're getting down to the close to the end of the episode where we see everything going on for Jordan, and Jordan's having a conversation with Mary, and she finally says he loves her, she loves her, and they have that little conversation. But the main part of this part is when he's doing his speech, or when they're doing their speech, they end up saying what actually really happened
To Andre.
Vought wants you
to
to believe.
Andre.
Take the heat for herself because you can't say I love you and then not take up for you. So.
Absolutely. What do you think the consequences are going to be for them?
They're going to string her up, and I think Kate's going to be used to actually save Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And then that act of that is going to bring them closer together, but she still won't have her powers.
Absolutely.
Which means the ticking time bomb is going to continue to go out.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. That was how the episode ended, guys. It was a good 3 episodes. I thought it was a pretty good start. I still think season 1 was better so
100%.
far, right? You know, but we only got 3 episodes in, so we'll see. But I think season 1 just started off more interesting than this one did. What are your grades and thoughts on each episode? What grades on each episode?
So 1, I'll give a C+. 2, I'll give a solid B+, and 3, probably a B+. I haven't seen an A episode yet.
Out of the 3, I don't think so either. I think a lot of them, especially as we went through it again, I was like, there's not really much that happens. Just talking. You know what I mean? When we started going through it, it's like, oh, there's just a lot of talking and this and that. Now, is the conversations valid or interesting or important to the story? Yeah, some of them are. But more or less, there's really not much that happens yet. So I'm kind of with you. I'm gonna give the first episode 1. I'll give it a C-. Episode 2, I'm gonna give it a B, and I'll give episode 3 because I kind of
the stuff with
like
Marie was actually interesting. Yeah.
I kind of like where it's going. So I give it a B+, maybe B, around there. So the last 2 episodes get a B for me. So very interesting.
Here's my issue. So Prime, Gen V debuted. It did not get a top 10 for Prime on his debut. That means no one is watching it.
Wow. That's interesting. So I guess I could see where you're saying that they probably wouldn't have another season, right? But let's see what happens with The Boys, because I think a lot of people kind of fell off on The Boys too. Danny said he never finished the last season.
It still had a huge viewership though.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people that dropped off.
100%.
I know,
100%.
you know, because the shock value stuff that I think a lot of, especially, I think it was Rob and more or less Danny, they were like, you know what? It's getting a little bit too much with the shock value stuff. You know what I mean? They were like, this is a little bit too much. So I could definitely understand that. Definitely. So, but that is it for the show. We will be back next week with another episode. And thank God they won't be dropping 3 more. Like
that's a lot. It's a lot to watch, a lot to talk about.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think and thank God it wasn't From. Because imagine From does some shit and drops 3 episodes at one time.
We don't have a problem because then we'll be on. We have to have 24 hours of straight.
Yeah. We'll be on here all night. That's not gonna work. So thank you.
It'll be 4 in the morning. We'll be still sitting there talking, and then
yeah. And I'm still trying to get this video together where I didn't even get past the first episode yet. I'm like, damn. Right? So I'm close to the end. I'm almost there. But I mean, there wasn't really much in it. It's just I got to watch every minute of it so that I don't miss anything. It's like, oh, I missed that one. Right? Because I want to have this out before the season drops so that when it does drop and something happens, to say, look, we predicted this shit. We were right.
You have to enlist someone and help you for season 2. Now, to write stuff down, and then we could figure out there.
I know, bro.
That's probably going to have to happen.
It's a lot, trust me. Right now, I'm just going through the rewatch we did, and then what we missed stuff. So I think that has a lot of our predictions in it. But yeah, if there's anything else I missed from the watch and the breakdowns, good.
I do. Before we get out here, I want to tell. So Storm Reed, do you know who Storm Reed is? Do you remember her?
Reed.
She is. Do you remember the movie A Wrinkle in Time?
Yeah.
She was in The Last of Us. She was in Euphoria.
Chick, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're talking about that being Kate's younger sister. Now that works because of course they're both black, and Storm Reed is about 22 years old. So when you have Kate who's 31, Storm who's 22, she can act like she's 16, and the other, and Kate's like, Marie acts like she's 21. Kind of works.
Yeah, that would be good.
I can see that. So big ups to Tony. I think you might be right there.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I like that casting. If they do that, that'll be good. You know what I mean? I think the girl who plays Maria, I think she's a pretty good actress. I think I would like to see her in more stuff too. Cast a Storm, guys.
No, oh my God! If you cast a light-skinned girl Storm, the whole world's going to just blow up.
I'm joking. I'm just trying to rile them up. You know what I mean?
No, man. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the videos I will be doing? Can you imagine the video?
No, stick like jazz too. Yeah, well, we're gonna see. Hopefully they do that casting. It'll be a great casting. But again, thank you all for popping in. Much appreciated. Time to get on to this final episode of Alien Earth, because I think they're going to seriously drop the ball on this one. But
it's only 47 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah.
Ooh. I thought it was 54. I remember when we talked about it said 54, and now 47.
It's only 47. I was like, what the heck?
Oh, Lord. All right. It's not a good sign, but we will be breaking that down on Thursday, so make sure to check that one out, guys. Brian, tell the people where they can find you one last time, sir.
Hey, 1/3 of Spoiler King. So we go Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights, and then Saturday morning, right here on the Rewind, me and Anzo breaking it down, all the stuff that happened in the week. You don't even gotta know what's going on in the week. Just come in on Saturday, and we'll let you guys know.
100%. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Much appreciated. Peace, love, and hair grease, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. Thanks for letting me re-enroll.